What's up guys, name is Ray and welcome to another Genshin Impact video, and today we're talking about should or shouldn't you summon for Zhongli. So we got the official information for him today for his skills. Of course we got the official trailer already a couple of days ago. Um, so this video is especially for people who are undecided, who don't know if they should summon or not. So I can give you some additional information and then you can decide yourself if you want to summon for him or not. Of course, this is based on my personal opinion. So if this is your favorite character, of course you can summon for him. If you did wait for Zhongli, if he is your husbando, go ahead and summon for this guy. Now, when it comes to Zhongli, it is a bit more difficult than it was for Child or it was for Klee, because he is the first character of its kind. So he is the first 5-star Geo character. Geo is actually an element that is not used too much in the game recently. And of course, he is the second polyarm user besides, what was her name? Xiangling. Yeah, so he's a bit different and he has some very unique capabilities that he brings to the game, but actually his playstyle is very versatile, even if it doesn't seem like that. So I don't want to go like over his background story, his personal details. So we want to go straight into his talents, talking about his elemental skills and attacks. So we start off, of course, with the normal attack, Rain of Stone. So you can see the animations right here. Of course, all the informations I will put in the link in the description down below, and it is all official information, so nothing is leaked, everything is confirmed. They may change here and there some things, but basically we really can expect what we are seeing on the screen right now. Now, normal attack performs up to 6 rapid strikes. The charged normal attack consumes a certain amount of stamina and launch forward, causing stones spears to fall along his path. Nothing really special, of course. So the main important thing on this would be the multiplier, which I don't want to talk about in this video. Maybe I want to do another video for that. But yeah, actually you can see the most of the informations by watching the animation. Next thing, elemental skill, the Dominus Lapidus. So this is, if you just press the E, there will come out, so let's just read through this. Commands the omnipresent power of the earth to solidify into a stone steel. So as you can see, dealing AoE geo damage, it will come out from the ground, there will come out the stone steel, and it deals some AoE geo damage. So as you can see, there are also some water enemies, so they do a elemental reaction to build the crystallize. Additionally, the stone steel will resonate with other geo constructs in the vicinity, dealing geo damage to surrounding enemies. The stone steel is considered a geo construct and can both be climbed and used to block attacks. Only one steel may exist at any one time. So if you guys know, we have the Geo Traveler currently in the game. He can have multiple of his stones on the field. Zhongli cannot do this, so he can only have one stone steel at a time, but it can react, of course, with the other geo constructs. Oh no, it will resonate with other geo constructs. Sorry for that one. So pretty interesting. So if we do the charged ability, it is the same ability, but if you hold it like for a bit longer, causes nearby geo energy to explode, causing the following effects. So there are multiple effects. Creates a shield of jade, so he gains a shield. The shield's damage absorption scales based on Zhongli's max HP. So the shield does scale with HP, which is very important. The more HP you have, the bigger the shield will be, and it absorbs geo damage 250% more effectively. Deals AoE geo damage. That's the effect, of course, of the stone steel. And if there are nearby targets with the geo element, it will drain a large amount of the geo element from a maximum of 2 such targets. This effect does not cause damage. Yeah, I think the main effect on this is that he gains a shield. It is nothing really crazy. After you're doing this, he doesn't summon the stone steel, as you can see on the animation right now. So these are actually like two different abilities if you hold the E and if you just tap the E. Yep, pretty interesting. Now, Ultimate. This is one of the most interesting or the most biggest things on him. It is the planet Befall. Brings a falling meteor down to Earth, dealing massive geo damage to opponents caught in its AoE and applying the petrification status to them. Um, I think we don't see anything of petrification in his elemental skill or in his normal attack, so he only can petrify with his elemental burst. If you guys don't know, petrified enemies become immobilized, so this is basically same like a stun in other games. So enemies aren't able to do anything for a certain amount of time. So you can see it in the last frame of this GIF here. The enemy is petrified. He can't move. He can't do anything. Let's come back to the fact, of course, if you should or shouldn't summon for him. So the big thing on Zhongli is that he is able to be a main DPS and a supportive DPS. I think most people that are talking about Zhongli already said that he will be a support DPS, or this will be the best role that he does fit in. So I personally don't think that this will be his special. I do think he's versatile enough to be like a burst damage dealer, a main DPS dealer, and also a supportive damage dealer. So when I'm talking about this, when the video is live, we still have a couple of days to decide if you want to go like for child, if you want to go for maybe a constellation for child, because it makes a huge difference, or if you want to go for Zhongli, or if you want to maybe go for a banner that comes out in patch 1.2, which we are waiting for, which are eventually Ganyu, Albedo, the league characters, which are maybe Jiao, Ayaka, the league units that we got. But yeah, I don't want to talk about this in particular today. So these are like just units that you have to look. But Zhongli is a character that is very splashable. I do think that he does fit in a lot of team compositions. So literally, you can just splash him in your team because you won't have this kind already in your team. So with Child, it was a bit different. I said, if you have like a water character or if you have like a bow user, I wouldn't recommend him, except by the fact he is your favorite character. If you have a specific team combo, you can summon for Child. For Zhongli, it is way different. I do think, on the one hand, that this character is way easier to use than Child. Also, I do think he is way stronger on Constellation 0. So I do think that this was a big problem using Child. Child is amazing at Constellation 0, don't get me wrong. He does deal a lot of damage, but if you're like me and want to use his melee stance a bit longer, which I do really enjoy, I do enjoy his melee stance. It is like the most fun that I had a long time with the character, except Beidou. And yeah, if I want to play him in melee stance a bit longer, I do really have to summon for his constellations, which I don't think you have to do for Zhongli. I do think that you are totally fine having one copy of Zhongli, that his constellations, of course, will impact, but they won't impact as hard as they do on Child, where they change the unit. So if we talk about, like, for example, Diluc, if he has constellations, he's still the same unit. He is only stronger, but he is the same unit. And Child, he does change getting more constellations. His playstyle does change when you summon for his constellations. And Zhongli, I do not think that he is a kind of this unit. So I definitely want to summon for Zhongli. So I'm pretty sure that I will summon until I have at least one copy. I won't go for any constellations, but I do actually really like this character. I'm not as biased into him as I am for Child, but I do think his playstyle is very interesting. So on the one hand, Geo is an element that is very underrated at the moment. So there are a couple, there are just, no, not a couple, there's just Ningguang in the game that is played by a lot of people, or that is explored by a lot of people. But like, for example, Noel or the Geo Traveler, nobody runs them really, so you don't really see them often. So except Ningguang, there is no really other Geo character. So you can run Zhongli along with Ningguang, even if you already built a Geo character. And you can run Zhongli with any other team composition that you already have. So I do think that his splashable element is very good. Also, his banner in general is very good, but I don't want to talk about the units because we want to talk about Zhongli today. And The big thing on him is that you can use him and he does fit in any role. So if you want to build him damage, you can build like a gladiator set on him. You can build like a gladiators, a Koik Petre set on him. You can build the Bolite set if you want to main DPS or support damage. So he is versatile in his builds and in his usage, even though he has a very unique, very easy playstyle. For Child, I did feel like that you really have to master, if you don't have any constellation, that you really have to master his range stance, transition into his melee stance, and backwards. So Child is a unit that cannot stay on the field very long. So you get him in, you activate all his abilities, he does his thing, he does a lot of damage, and then you get him out and swap him with another DPS unit while he is on cooldown. With Zhongli, you don't have to do this. This unit is a very self-sufficient unit. He will be very good in itself. He will do quite some damage. His ultimate is very good, so we still need the confirmed multipliers for everything, but I'm pretty sure on this. Then he has a shield which just supports his sustainability, and then of course his ultimate, which has what I've heard, a pretty low cooldown, so you can use this over and over again. You can go like a Nobilis Oblige set on him. You can go a lot of different artifact sets that you may already have for him. And maybe last things, if you want to prepare for this unit, then collect some core lapis, collect some slimes, do the geohypostasis. I think this is one of the most important things. Talent wise, you do need the teachings of gold, so you can collect these beforehand if you like to summon from him. So when it comes to a decision, I actually would recommend the summon for Zhongli because I do think he is very good and he does fit in a lot of team compositions. Also, his banner in general is very good. So definitely he will be a unit that I do recommend to other people. But in the end, it still is your own decision. It comes to you. Do you like his playstyle? Does he fit in your team like you want him to do? And yeah, is this enough for you? You can, of course, wait some days for other content creators to make some videos about him to see if you do really like him. But for now, I definitely do think that he is worth a try, that he is versatile enough to fit in any team. And yeah, that's it for the Shit You Summon video. See you guys next time. If you guys want to see more Genshin Impact content, videos should pop up on screen right now. Make sure to check them out, and I thank you for your support.